From 10 News. This one is really, really cool, folks. Awesome stuff. I wanted to highlight it here on That Park Place because Dollywood, they're taking that fight to Disney. Mack Rides unveils new Nightflight Expedition amphibious ride vehicle for Dollywood. Both the manufacturer and the theme park reveal the amphibious vehicle for the $50 million Nightflight Expedition set to open next spring. You can kind of see that right there during that interesting very reveal with the fog and everything like that, but they were really making a point about this specific attraction. Again, $50 million. We're going to do that in just a moment here, but Dollywood and Mack Rides have unveiled the amphibious vehicle to be used in the newest ride, Nightflight Expedition. Thank you so much, 10 News. Dollywood quietly worked on the attraction for 3 years, announcing a new first-of-its-kind hybrid roller coaster and whitewater rapids ride in September. The ride is slated to be Dollywood's most ambitious and certainly most expensive ride at $50 million. Dolly Parton said that she told the new ride, quote, "will be the most expensive thing Dollywood has ever done." Yes, and to give you an idea of just how expensive that is, usually when you have like a regional theme park, that like a coaster park, for example, let's say your average Six Flags park, well, they're spending on any one of their attractions anywhere between $5 to $15 million. Anything above 20 is like really, really ambitious. Again, these are pittance when it comes to Disney or Universal, but $50 million is a huge expenditure for such a theme park like Dollywood. According to a release from the park on Tuesday, quote, "the most anticipated new attraction in the history of Dollywood parks and resorts is set to open next spring." Theme park industry, media, and attendees at the IAAPA, International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions Expo in Orlando, were the first to see the custom-designed amphibious ride vehicle, which will take guests on an extraordinary and engaging Smoky Mountain adventure when the attraction opens in 2026. You can see that right there. It is beautiful right there. And again, using a very first-of-its-kind ride system, I believe the second in the world this will be. Dollywood said that the new ride vehicle will interact with multimedia productions, dynamic onboard and offboard audio, as well as special lighting effects to create an immersive ride experience. My question to you guys is Dollywood taking this fight to Disney, utilizing like theme parks, amphibious vehicles, new technology developed by Mack Rides? Is this a smart thing for them to do? This is going to be a very ambitious investment right here. Will it pay off?
I think if they see returns in the first 5 years, I think that if the amortization schedule on these kinds of investments are within a 5-year payback, I think it's totally worth it. And I think it will be. I think this thing will probably pay itself off in 3 years or less. You're looking at an attraction that competes with some of the very heaviest of hitters because it's going to be like a 6-minute ride. I mean, this thing is long. It's heavily invested, heavily themed, and it's driven by the action that's all around you. So I have a feeling that, people won't feel robbed when they get on this like they do if they get on Tron. See, because I would say that because like Tron's a big failure in my opinion. And again, this is not just going to compete with, but probably do much better performance-wise than Flight of Passage, which is, basically Disney's last claim to fame. Because, despite all the technology that they revealed in their Star Wars attractions, they often disappoint and are very disappointing during your experience. This, on the other hand, not so much. I think you're gonna love it. And again, the other thing that they have that Disney doesn't have is a reputation as delivering quality thrills and experiences. Disney is having difficulty with that other part now.
Yeah, it's remarkable. Ron, I want to go ahead and read you a little bit more of these quotes and go right to you. As the world's first indoor family hybrid coaster and whitewater river raft ride, Nightflight Expedition takes Dollywood guests on an unforgettable journey to the Smokies to search for bioluminescence in the nation's most visited national theme park. The park said this will be taking place in the Wildwood Grove area. Yeah. Ron, it's a big, ambitious attraction right here. What do you think is going to be the result of all of this? Do you think it's going to increase attendance for Dollywood? And really, honestly, I mean, does it become one of those parks that we talk about when it comes to the kind of southern area as a must visit here?
Well, I mean, yes, Dollywood. I think Dollywood is already a must visit park. It doesn't yet have the global appeal that Walt Disney World has. And of course, part of that is just the size of Walt Disney World as a resort. It's huge. Dollywood is a park, it's a little bit different. But the region is so worth visiting. And as its sister park in the Ozarks, Silver Dollar City. And it's a little bit, it's an oddity for me, having worked at Silver Dollar City back in the day, knowing the family that runs these parks, the Hershens. It is still somewhat privately owned. And I think they just purchased another property. So, and it's interesting for me just because I know the whole history from the very time that they leased the property that Silver Dollar sits on just for Marvel Cave, and how they built everything up from scratch, from visiting a cave to this massive theme park empire that they now have. Pretty incredible story, just the Hershens in general. And Dollywood is such an amazing park. It's a great investment. I think it's going to go far for them in the future. And I think as we shed light on a park like Dollywood and maybe a few other parks that we can highlight, people see in the nation that they have more choices for their vacations. And that makes a huge difference, especially in today's world, especially in a world where the reputation of Disney has just diminished so much over the last couple of decades.
Yeah, so true. I think Dollywood is really poised to become a world-class destination, as Ron beautifully pointed out there. It's kind of what I meant to say, but obviously, Ron, you rescued me right there. But yeah, I mean, according to this release right here, just like Culture said, 5.5 minute ride, like 6 minutes, that's a long ride to provide for guests, much longer than maybe the 90 seconds available on Tron, as Culture beautifully pointed out right there. 500,000 gallons of surging water right there. This is a big time attraction for Dollywood, and I think it definitely positions it as a place in which, hey, if you're traveling to Orlando, for example, let's say you're East Coast already and you're traveling there, you definitely got to make this a stop. And maybe it does become that kind of destination theme park in which people not just visit it when they pass through, but actually end up there. I think this is super cool. I am very excited about the future of this park. It's growing at a rapid rate right there. They have so many attractions, and they really do hammer on that entertainment, something that Disney had lost, almost a decade ago, which is really sad to think about. But at least the spirit of Walt lives on in Dollywood.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.